This is the Stepping Razor, the art of war. We're there with you next Thursday. So we have the newly installed compound chief on the line here, Colonel Richard Corey. Good afternoon.
Blessed love, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. I see your name is in the news a lot here as it relates to installing and other things that is developing in the area.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you just get installed. People want to know what your difference as a younger colonel. What is it that your plan is for a compound as it relates to, development and even the legitimacy of what now people saying the things them we're not talk about a long time thing about a funeral land and this and that, Queen Elizabeth, not Queen Elizabeth, but the Queen giving her the land. And what is it that going to be different under your presidency or chieftaincy?
Leadership.
Leadership, yeah.
Blessings, Muta. Give thanks for having me on your show this evening, right? A couple of things, really, it's an honor to serve my people. And, from ever since I thought about this whole position of, chief or leader, it was about trying to make better of what we had as a people, that in my mind we were sitting idly and wasting time and watching others do even more with the less than they had compared to us as a sovereign people. So, I started doing some little investigation and reading up my history, reading up my law, and digging in more to people with the mindset. I start realizing, but hold on, are we really a hold back ourselves? Are we really a hold back ourselves? Are we really as leaders of the sovereign state? As leaders of the sovereign state, I don't think any of previous leaders have done much homework on treaties and understand how to use treaties and what treaties mean, and being a part of a treaty and what that translates into. What has happened since our 1738 treaty is a plethora of misrepresentation of who the Maroon people are, terminologies used to discredit and wipe away what our heritage that was bestowed upon us, and to essentially ridicule and make a mockery of a tribe of people who stood up to fight what was the mightiest army in the Western Hemisphere at that point, in blood and tears for their freedom. The leaders of liberators is now the mockery of a society who has not paid enough attention to who they are and what they really are.
I'm going to ask you, I hear you say a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
The group of people that you talk about was not Africans that was in slavery? Are you talking specifically to the people who them now call Maroon?
I'm talking about the Maroons, the native, the indigenous people, the people of the land.
So what happened to the people them who, as Africans who was fighting that run to the hills and become Maroon? It's not that them was Maroon when them come to Jamaica. All Africans was marooned in Jamaica.
Yeah, you have a combination of people, of natives who are on the island, right? No, and of course.
No, but you make it sound like say the Maroons is a different group of people from the African them who come here.
We never get into that, Papa. What may I say is, the problem when me have is when them try make it look like, say, treaty signed with a runaway slave. And the treaty defined by the owners of the treaty are runaway slaves. That is my contention. Me not getting at the nitty-gritty African and who are what now.
Them was who were the people them who signed the treaty?
What do you mean? The indigenous people?
No, you said the treaty. Listen. You said them say it make it sound like the treaty was signed by runaway slaves.
Yeah, but you
are saying it's not runaway slaves signed the treaty?
You subscribe to that belief that the treaty was signed?
No, may I ask you if It's you say it, you know. May I ask you if you're saying that the treaty was not signed by runaway slaves?
Correct. So if you stand to correct me there, then more hear where you are.
No, I'm not correcting you. I'm not trying to iron out if it's that you're saying. That the treaty was not signed.
That the treaty was not signed by no runaway slave.
Who signed the treaty?
By the Maroons.
So where the Maroon them come from?
So the Maroons were descendants of the natives of the land, right?
Which land? Which land?
Comes in when they talk about the slaves that ran away and joined with the Maroons.
No, which land they were natives of?
Sorry?
Which land? You said they were natives of the land. Which land?
Right. This land that we're on, this plot of land.
They were, so they didn't come from Africa then?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't come from Africa?
Okay.
Eh?
You're telling me?
No, I'm asking you. You said they were natives of this land. I'm asking you.
Of course, they're from Africa. Where else would they come from?
Yeah, but why you saying that they were the native of the land?
Of the people, the classification of the people, they would want to assert 1738 treaty too. We're not slaves.
No, we're not talking. Of course, we're not slaves. We're not talking about slaves, you know.
Okay.
You say, but for purpose of the reasoning, when we're talking about runaway slave, meaning say people who were under slavery, under bondage by the white people, them who occupied Jamaica, they run away from that slavery. You don't give credence to that?
No, I'm not give credence to it. I'm not give credence to the fact that they must say
it's runaway slave.
Was signed by runaway slaves.
All right, so I agree with you. So it wasn't signed by runaway slaves. It was signed by the natives of Jamaica.
The natives of what you know as Jamaica.
So I mean, I know or what it is to you.
I think I are the historian.
No, we don't know. But so you might talk to me, so Virgin. May I ask you, I know you and me, I want to talk, you know. May I ask you if the people them who you call the natives of Jamaica, we are asked about it's them we are talking about, you know. Mm-hmm. It's them we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I am asking you, really.
The tribes otherwise known as Tainos, under the epitome of words they lose us under. So you're talking about where the Moorish origins came from and who we.
No, so the natives of the Maroon is connected to the Tainos.
So I'm asking you, what are you?
No, you can't ask me. I ask you. Is me I interview you? I know you are interview me. I'm not saying nothing. I'm trying to figure out what you saying.
Okay.
So I'm saying to you, because we talk about the natives of Jamaica now, that is where them call the place now. So what you call this land? What you call this land?
Muta.
Yes?
You're talking this land that we live on. You're calling Jamaica.
All right, what you call it? Tell me what you call it. No matter about what me call me wrong. What you call it?
No, well, Jamaica, you call it.
No, when you call it, because you correct me. You correct me, you know, so when you call it.
So me call it the origins. Me call it the land of the indigenous people, right? We call it the cockpits, we call it the Maroon lands.
So the whole of Jamaica is Maroon land?
Then if the first set of people them with their own land.
So the first set of people them was the Taino? No?
Taino is the reference given to them, yes.
And the people them know who they call Maroons are Tainos.
No, they're a mixture. There's a combination.
So they are a mixture of Tainos and what?
A combination of tribes that call. Listen, the fact of the matter, you know, Muta. You see, we don't want it to make it seem as if there are one set of people on the island. There were tribes living across the island.
Yeah, but I am asking you, the people them who call the Maroons is a mixture of Tainos and African. That is what you're saying.
Correct.
All right, so the people them in Charlestown, in Moortown, is it similar? They are a mixture of Tainos and Africans.
That is it, my boss.
No, I do have no problem in where you are saying that. I do have no problem. So what I am saying now...
The greatest... Go ahead.
Yeah. Since I do have no problem with what you're saying, I am asking now, the term Maroon, when it is used in a way that it sounds like the Maroons is a different set of people from me.
All right. So, again, a black man versus an African American. Is it the same person or two different persons?
No, not the person. I talk about where them belong as a race of people.
But that's where them belong. It's the same thing I'm saying, though. I mean, it's the same thing they use. It's the same set of words that they use to confuse people, to displace you, right?
Yeah, but I ask you, so who am I? I am African. Are you African?
Mm-hmm. Am I African?
Yeah. Dead ear, brethren, just answer what you think about. It's like you're not an African.
I understand your question, let me know.
No, there's no understanding in the question. Right? If a man asks if he's a European.
I feel the energy from one end of it.
No, you're brethren, it's mysticism, you know. Me just ask you a simple question. Are you an African?
Yes, Papa, I am an African.
All right, so where you take so long for answer for let me try trick you, like a trick question.
You ask me a question, you know, boss, and me still try to get your direction as to where I try.
No, the direction is this. The direction is this. The Maroon, the language of the Maroon over the years is that there are different set of people from the people outside our compound, outside of Charles, outside of Moortown, that them like for instance me, who don't claim Maroon business.
Papa, we are the same people, Papa. We are the same people.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out from you. If you give credence to that argument or you don't give credence to the argument. You're saying that you don't give credence to it.
Could you get that clear? Well, that's why we can't.
No, we don't get it clear because you say if African American and Jamaican are the same person. It could have been the same person. It's the people we are talking about, not person.
Sorry?
A black American and a Jamaican from Jamaica. We're not talking about person, we're talking about the people who make up a nation, a group of people. Like African American and we is African. So we don't mix it up and say Afro-American or Jamaican African or something. We are Africans.
Yeah.
So now, when we reach Jamaica, what people get when they talk about the Maroons, there is a feeling that the Maroons is a different set of people from people who born in a trench town.
Okay.
Them get a difference. So I want you now to crush that thinking that Jamaican people can know say you as a new chief who get installed the other day is seen that all of it is Africans, including the people them uptown and downtown who related to Africa.
There's no denial in that, Papa.
All right, so we're done with that. We don't want we'll lobby that now. All right. So let me ask you a question now. Over the years, I've been talking to the colonels and the colonels, especially in Charlestown and Moortown. And we say, look here, when is it that let me wrap it up? I remember just, we can come back after that, after the music news. We can come back after the music news. All right, it's not time yet, you know, so I can ask him one little question. Answer me quick. Tell me something. The argument that they make me lose track of what I was saying, you know. Oh gosh, man, them jumping over me.
Line this up another time, and we'll do this another time.
No, wait there. We have to come to what I say, because it's very important. Yes, them say that. When I ask the colonel, them say, when we say, oh, no, I apologize for all the things that happened with Taki and Paul Bogle and them things. Them say there's no apology necessary. You share that view?
What are you saying to me now? What is the issue? You have to explain the challenge.
That most of the revolution that take place among most of the slave uprising, the people them who instigate the slave uprising was captured and turned over to by the British, by the so-called Maroons. So I'm asking you now, if you give credence to that reasoning, say don't need no apology because it's portion motion time again. You know, this time of the year is when Yasu Safari roll out the Poetry Festival in Mandeville. He has been doing it for so long now. And this is the time again. I'm always keep it in the last Sunday in February. We have Yasus on the line. Hail Yasus.
Hail Mutabaruka.
Oh, you know, man?
Yeah, man, me good, you know. How they are?
That is beautiful. I am good too.
Yes, give thanks.
All right, so it's that time again, Poetry in Motion. But this time, you know, well, I guess last year they do it. No, last year never did so. Or the Poetry Festival, you know. Or the Poetry Festival, you know, with the online thing.
Right. Last year, we did one of the first public events. That was the 23rd of February, right before the pandemic. And
yes.
We did Poetry Festival, Jamaica Poetry Festival.
Yeah. Online
last year. So this time is the very first time we're doing Poetry in Motion. And
online.
Online. And it's the 18th annual staging. It started in February 2004.
We have some people are talking in the background there.
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Yeah, talk, man.
Right, so we started February 29, 2004. So this is the 18th annual staging. And as you would have known, you were there from the very first staging and you're a staple. What happened is that it's not just poetry, it's music, dance and comedy, storytelling, fashion and poetry. So poetry really features the spectrum of the performing arts. And it's a family-friendly event, clean, intelligent, fun for the entire family. And we support a charity. Even this year, when it's a free event, we are supporting Friends in Need, that like we have been doing for the past 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. And so it is Sunday, February 28th in Mandeville. We won't necessarily advertise the venue because it's an exclusively virtual event based on adhering to the government of Jamaica's protocol, so we want to be responsible. And so we're just observing the protocol, and so it will be exclusively live streamed. And it will be live streamed. We start at 3 p.m., as you would have known as a staple. With gates normally open at 3, we start at 6 and we're over by 9:30 the latest. This time around, the show starts at 3 and we're over by 5. So it's an abbreviated staging. And it is streamed live on IRFM on YouTube, IRFM JA on Facebook, as well as Jamaica TV radio on YouTube and other platforms. And we have a live intermittent broadcast on IRFM, the #1 radio station on the planet Earth. And so we're happy to be presenting performers like certainly myself will be there. Mick, the Golden Tongue Award winner, who happens to be Dr. Winston Millero, Viv Morris Brown with storytelling, Dr. Charmian Goodman Teeth, Professor Rupert Lewis with a Black History commentary, Martin Matthews, Mark Stevenson, Style Jamaica, Pingwing, Benjamin Zephaniah, Leighton Simit, Stephen Wise, and we have a surprise. And so we start at 3 and we're over by 5.
All right, I ask you, in doing something like this, and I say most people actually tape the performance them first and then put it together. You do the same thing, I just do it on the spot with the artists them all over the place.
Well, a good question that. This time, we did it a little bit different in terms of Jamaica Poetry Festival last year. This year, we want to keep different personality for the different events. And so this year, 90% of our performers will be streaming live in performance from a venue in Mandeville.
On the same day?
On the same day, live, real time.
Okay.
So it's actually a television production. No delay, no relay, live and direct. Boom! The word will come out of my mouth. You see me and you hear me same time on IRFM on YouTube, IRFM JA on Facebook, Jamaica TV radio on YouTube and Facebook as well. And so a few of the people will be doing links, but just a few. Most of the people
will be in the venue. And that's why we cannot afford to accommodate the public, because by the time you add up the performers with RFM crew, with the video crew, with one or two...
Too much people.
Too much people. So what we have to do, Muta, wanting to be responsible, is to have a revolving door. So people, as you say in Jamaica, some people perform and cut.
Yeah.
Make space for others. You know how we do it. We start on time. We try to be responsible, respectful of the space and of our responsibilities. And so we have the temperature thing in place. We have the social distancing in place. We have the sanitizing thing in place. We don't really go to violate the government of Jamaica protocol or anything.
Definitely not.
No, so we always try to be responsible, and even if you have your personal views, you keep that to yourself. We're a part of a community, we're a part of a country. It can't be about your own selfish ends. You have to accommodate the community, and this is a family-friendly event for the entire family, so it's not about what you think or what you believe. You have a responsibility to the public, you have a responsibility to the government, and you have a responsibility to the international community.
All right, make an answer. When people do them things here, because I say, well, if a Zoom meeting and Zoom show and all them things there, oh, you make money off it?
Well, to be honest with you, there are ways and means we could discuss. But in our case now, if it maybe work for money, we would have maybe rest it this year and start another time. However, why we are able to do this without a burden, and you know, we are in a serious financial situation as the world and Jamaica. We, courtesy of our sponsor, one of the first and foremost is IRFM.
Okay.
We support from people like Jamaica Tourist Board, Tourism Enhancement Fund, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Fontana Pharmacy, VW Investment Cambio, Learning Links International, Real Talk, Ian and Ian, Cayman Adventure Tours, Jamaica National Bank, Monographic Printers, and Style Jamaica. So based on those now, we are able to cover the marketing, and based on the generosity of people who support us. We don't really accept donation, but we work out mechanism to accept and facilitate support from some people who don't necessarily seek in publicity, but they support the movement because they recognize the social value. So those ways. Plus again, we had the option of doing a pay-per-view. We just decided not to because we wanted a broader reach so that in the future we can monetize through the pay-per-view once you have the wide reach platform and interest.
Okay. All right. Well, as I said, Fortune Motion is in motion again this Sunday. And as you hear the man say, it is live on screen.
Yes.
Give thanks, brethren.
Give thanks, Muta. Rastafari, bless. Give thanks, everything.
Yeah, man. Fortune Motion, a poetry festival, originated with Yassos and originated in Mandeville. So what the people them will... Wait, is there a way... Or YouTube himself, so you don't have to get no address. Me, we start to get this webinar, but these things, you know, that you have to get address. Obviously, you have to get address. I know why you give no address. Okay. We see the COVID that get redder and redder, you know. Redder and redder. Why the people them take care of myself, I have to remind myself, so I have to take care too. Yeah, because trust me, them 400 a day business there, and 6 are dead and 5 are dead, and we see like it get worse rather than better. It's not a lovely thought. But that now going to stop we, you know, from live the life where we used to. All we have to do is live the life where we used to and just take care, get more care now. You understand? So instead of you look for gunman and car, you have to know things as there's some unseen thing around the corner where you have to make a little mistake and just lick you down. You understand? So we just say, we want the people them take care and don't go on like say, you know, not out there and it's just this and that. We pass that stage, you know. We pass the stage where we just think, so, well, you don't know, lie them and tell, not go so and this and that and great name, you understand? So Well, as I said, Jamaica now have the worst. As a matter of fact, the New York, in a New York, them say, the New York, what them call them, the newspaper, them say, the New York Post, them say Jamaica have the second highest. You mean Jamaica run with Brazil and Iran and America and England and all the places. Anyway, my boy come out and dispute it. My name Tufton come out and dispute it. But look up and really actually, whether it's still like Brazil or they are the second or whatsoever, it's not a lovely thing. Never brethren come down, him say, him catch it, him wife catch it, and somebody else in him household catch it. And him they are foreign now, and him here say, one of them relative catch it, him have to run, come down here. You understand? So, it's not a lovely thing. Plus now, I hear more and more people who me know are catch it. And that is not a lovely feeling. One time it is far from me. You understand? Far, it is far from me now. More and more people who me know are catch it. No, sir. Because I tell the people, them take care, Rasta. Trust me. Sometimes you can't remember certain things, you know. Sometimes you can't remember certain things, you know, like your eye scratch, you know, rub your eyes, same time, you know, you remember, say, but which part your hand is dead, not supposed to be dead, so, you understand? So, yeah, it's just a thing. And it's out there, you know. Don't farm the fool, it's out there. Don't make nobody tell you no foolishness. It is out there. Waiting on you to just drop your guard. Who are yellow? Shane Clark. Who are yellow? Nigel. Who are yellow? Shamara. And who are yellow? All the people them who take part in the program. You know, say, it's a program where deal with certain things, and we love to deal with the things them. But it's impediment. Impediment is a real, I don't even know what to call it. Yes, impediment is terrible. Understand? Terrible impediments. But I guess we have to live with it. So here we know.
Yes, this is Mutabaruka. Now, if you search for internet media that can revitalize your understanding of self as it relates to social, political, spiritual, mental, food, all the things them that you want to hear about but never have opportunity to buy a book to read it or even find it on the YouTube channels. Well, we are now supplying you with this information where we have audiobooks and we have lectures, documentaries, and music. So all you have to do is go to RASSS internet.today. That's RASSINTERNET.today. You will be pleasantly surprised of what you will hear